Welcome, everybody, to the spectacle that is this podcast.
Should we try this? Let's start again.
No.
You want to keep? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alex.
I'm Mark.
And this is a slightly hungover 72nd episode of The
Shot
Pod.
Okay.
That's delicious, by the way.
So today we've got the Tahiti Treat Vodka Soda.
Which we normally, I don't think we've ever done vodka on the show. I think we usually like, it's always, I guess is there vodka in the root beers?
Or,
Is it
vodka root beers.
I never looked at what the alcohol base
Same
was. I
with,
just know it tastes delicious.
Same with the Twisted Teas.
Oh, are they? Are they really all?
Yeah.
I never get headaches after we podcast, so vodka usually gives me them. I guess it's because we're not getting like schmam.
But
Just have a couple.
this is a limited edition Tahiti Treat. Now, that was the pop, if you're American, soda that I loved as a child. It was my favorite thing, and then it disappeared in Canada, and they have it still in the U.S. And certain small convenience stores get them, but charge like a stupid amount.
Yeah.
Oh, you want Tahiti Treat? Okay, $8 for
Yeah.
a case, or no, it's like $10 to $12 for a case.
It's like do I have to come behind the counter and give the cashier a for these goddamn?
You've already ruined your half hour.
Oh, damn it! You're right.
I gotta bleep that out.
You're totally,
PG-13.
You're totally right. Yeah, it's just ridiculous though. Like the cost of these things. It kind of reminds me of back in the day when you used to go to HMV and you're like, well, I really want this kind of like this this band that's not that popular, that's not that big of a deal, and you go and you find their one CD and it's like $39.99. You're like, what? But the Lady Gaga CD is $8.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of like, yeah, I feel like they can get like that with this stuff. But have you seen that Sunny Delight one? You're talking about stuff from when you were a kid that you add alcohol to that all of a sudden becomes this like rejuvenated passion as an adult. Have you seen the Sunny Delight with vodka?
Yeah.
We got to do that. That's on the list, but we got to put that on the list of stuff that we got to sip on. This is so good. Like I can't stop sipping it because it's leaving the sugary aftertaste.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about this episode.
Oh, so much.
I mean, number one, like I said, I talked about it on. We made a little video earlier, but it was Tamara's birthday last night, so we all went out to an escape room. We took a limo. We got a limo. So just so everybody knows what's going on with SH0T Pod, we had some fun outside of the SH0T Pod. We got in a limo with like 8 other people or something. It was like 10 of us in total or 8 of us in total.
8 total.
8 total. Me and my girl Sonia went, and you and Tamara, and then there was other people. Was it 2 other girls and then 2 other couples, right?
Michelle and her daughter, and then.
Oh, was that her daughter? I didn't. That was a mom and a daughter. I didn't even know that.
Oh, her son's girlfriend. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Not even her daughter.
Didn't. Okay.
Son's girlfriend.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It all makes
All right.
sense now.
And then there was Ashley and Greg. So yeah, there
So it was
were
a lot. It was a pretty decent amount of people, and we did escape room. Now, me and Mark have done escape rooms before, but never with that. Have you ever done one with 8 people?
No.
So what escape room did we go to? Let's give them if for people who listen to the SH0T Pod and want to go to Toronto, what's the name of it? Do you remember, Tamara?
Captive Rooms.
Captive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good spot. We've gone before, and we had a good time with. There was an attic one we did. We did
Charlotte's Attic,
and we did Dracula's library this time, and it was pretty cool. I like the Braille part and the map coordinates; those were cool little thingies. That was neat stuff. Anyways, it was a good experience. I recommend it. You know what I mean? If escape rooms are kind of hit or miss, and they're not exactly the cheapest thing, and the cheapest darn thing. So you got to go. And in this one, you got to go all the way to Toronto to even get in.
Yeah.
So we're not going to tell you to go to waste your money. Basically, this is definitely worth it. I mean, it worked with 8 people. It worked with 3. It was good times. We'd had drank. Now here's the cool part: is we were drinking in the limo. We were definitely drinking in the limo on the way up there, which was kind of nice. So the people had a decent buzz on. But did you feel when we got to the second room after like we were kind of exhausted? The hint, like this, we all hit the wall. Everybody hit the wall because it had been about an hour since we all had a drink. Right, it was about 15, 20 minutes when we got there, and then it was about 40 minutes into the actual room. Everybody hit this wall like, I need a shot or a joint or something or Red Bull. You know what I mean? And like to figure out what we're doing and where we're going and how we're getting out of this darn room. And how we're gonna get the heck out of here. It's just, anyways, it was really funny. And then that's when That's usually when you figure something out and everybody gets this burst of energy. Oh, we got figured it out. Now we go. And that's when we went to the room with the coffin. That was creepy. The room with the coffin. We had all the candles and stuff. Anyways, it was really cool. I had a really good time. And then we went to this place called The Edge, which is a big bar in Ajax. It's a relatively well-known bar. How did you feel about the Edge? How did you feel about it?
I mean, it was all right.
It's a typical new age bar. One thing I liked about it was the crowd. One thing I got to say is that the people were so forgiving. Like I wouldn't say the service was that friggin' great. Like they had 4 girls working behind that bar, and I waited for drinks. Okay, I've been to my girls' bar when she's the only one, and nobody waits.
Yeah,
like there are ways to run bars, and it just seemed like it's like I love places that hire girls because they're hot, not because they're good at what they do. That annoys that, and that's definitely the case there. But the people, no, I didn't see anybody going, damn, I've been here for 20 minutes waiting for a drink. I didn't see anybody saying anything, which is really how it is. And then the band, it didn't matter what they played. They could have farted into the mic and people would be like, I love this. This is my favorite fart song. And you know what I mean? Everybody was just drinking and dancing and having a good time no matter what. And then when they actually started taking requests and the crowd got right into it, that was cool. But even when they were kind of just running through their set, people were right into it. I was like, man, I want to play for this friggin' crowd.
Well, I mean,
so cool.
So people were up dancing for the band, and then even when the band's like, all right, we're going to take a break, people stayed on the dance floor.
They were playing dance music.
And more people got up. Yeah. To dance. Yeah.
Hey, Mark! Yeah. It's really loud, this hip hop. That's what it's basically like.
Yeah.
That's when I decided to go home. It was after that started. I did like it. It was a good spot. I don't really particularly think I would go back to the Edge as a patron, but I'd love to play. Like, I definitely would love to play just because of all that other stuff. So, yeah, I guess outside of that, that's our personal little gimmick thing, whatever. There's videos online of it. On other personal notes stuff, so we did all that yesterday, so then we had a lot to talk about for this episode, so I wanted to kind of get that out of the way, too. This is episode 72. We're on, I want to do this in the first half hour. We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon Music. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Twitch, Stitcher, not Twitch. We're on Stitcher. And you have to search SH0T Pod with a 0. So you put a 0 in the word shot. We're on YouTube. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the nicest thing you can do is go on YouTube and you can like and subscribe us. I know you're watching right now. I know you. Yeah, I'm pointing at you. We're both pointing at you, okay? Double. Don't feel you should feel obligated to go to YouTube right now. Like it. Share it. And click the little bell so we put videos. I mean, we put videos up not we go time in between. So you don't have to worry about like ding, ding, ding all the time. It's going to be like, oh, this week's SH0T Pod episode, It's not going to be like, oh, here's this hour's SH0T Pod notification. That's not how we roll. Anyway, so definitely do that. We're trying to push the show. We've hit over 2,000 downloads. It's there. It's official. We're almost at 2,100, actually. We might even be at it because we were at like 2096 yesterday. So if we got 4 downloads last night, mofo, we's in it. We's at the 2Gs. So we'll see. Or we'll be hitting 21. So that'd be really cool, and we appreciate people doing that. Like, we're hitting well over 100 downloads per episode sometimes. Like, that's really cool. That's nice to see. So thanks for all that stuff. Keep at it. We do still have merch. Go on the website if anybody's interested in that stuff. But like, do we want to talk about like Star Wars and media and stuff, or do we want to talk about how screwed the world is? Because there's really like, me and Mark at this point are just like, everything falls into one category of the apocalypse is upon us, or here's something you can look at to forget the apocalypse is upon us. That's basically our categories. Welcome to the SH0T Pod, Would you like things you're watching to avoid the apocalypse? Or the apocalypse itself. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of funny. So we're constantly, kind of changing the beginnings of the episode because we don't want every episode to start with, today, and the apocalypse is coming. I don't know, what did we do last week? I think we started with news last week. Or did we start with fun stuff last week?
I think we started with fun stuff. But much to that, I want to continue that.
Okay, let's talk about some fun stuff.
So the English language, again, I think we mentioned this in an older episode, and just talking about the English language and how it's so hard, but how weird it is as well. So like the word like maniacal, right? It's just a way to describe someone who's acting like a maniac, but we don't say maniacal, right?
Isn't that maniacal?
Yes, that's what I said. The word maniacal.
Yeah. I know. I'm just like,
why? But
we're
why?
the most confused. How many people have you seen
learn
English and be
you're
like,
acting like a maniac? It's not.
Why did you make it so hard? Like, why is there a K in knife? You people, like, what? Why do you do it to us?
Yeah,
I
saw this video clip where this girl says, "Why is it 'Don't you dare' sounds normal, but 'Do not you dare' sounds messed up?"
Oh my God! Don't you dare! Don't you dare say that! Do not you dare!
What?
Wow. Yeah, I never thought about that. That's actually really cute. That's clever. Whoever said that? Who said that?
I don't know. I just saw it.
Very clever.
Yeah.
That's a clever thing to say. I love people that analyze like basic things that we do like that. You know what I mean? I do it with younger kids these days. The way they talk, the way they're I don't know if you noticed, but like anybody our age, like, you know, I'm 35, Mark's 40, you're 40. Mm-hmm. We're all 40 now.
Welcome to the fold, Tamara.
She can't be like, oh no, me and Alex are in our 30s. No, bye. It's just me now. I love you, Tamara. Please, Tamara, don't care. She's going to attack me if I keep this up.
Yeah.
But what was I going on about? I just got all distracted with pissing off your girlfriend.
So we're all in our 40s now.
Oh, yeah. So if someone's on their phone and you talk to them in our age group, we will, yeah? That's not how it is anymore. Like anybody that's 25 and under, it's like, hey, they're glued. They do not give an F about what's happening around them at all. And like stuff can be happening. Things can fall, you know, glass can break, you know, and they're just like, they're glued to it, you know, but we're not like that. Like, I don't think anybody is. Even when we're in like a disassociated kind of dazed out, which I get. You ever do that where you're staring at your phone and you just kind of eyes cross out of it, you know? Even then, if someone was like, Alex, I'd be like, what? You know what I mean? But these kids, it's like, yo, so-and-so, and they're just like, they deeper. You know, it's like their brain's like, it's like an ostrich. Further into the ground. They can't see me. They can't see me. They can't see me. It's just kind of funny, you know? So I really analyze that. I feel like saying shit like that, you can't say don't you. Do not you. Yeah. It's that type of analysis that makes you go, what are we doing? What are we talking like? We all talk like.
So next up, she told him that she loved him. Place the word only in that sentence.
Say that again for me.
She told him that she loved him. Place the word only in that sentence.
She only told him that she loved him. Okay. That's sad.
Yeah. Or
you're wondering what the next part of that sentence is.
Or she told him that she only loved him.
Until.
But even still, she told him that she only loved him. That plays out in two different contexts.
This is similar to that. Remember, I got really mad about that. I used to look out for people. Now I look out for people, and I was like, sorry, there it goes again. These kids are so bad at grammar that by taking that, I mean, there should be a comma in the sentence. They've removed it, and they're like, read those two sentences, and you know you'll understand. It's like, actually, I would understand immediately if you used grammar. If you just use the very basics of English, there would be no explanation needed. I'd be like, oh, he used to look out for people. Now he looks out for people because they might not be who they say they are. Very easy. That's the entire point of the comma. This is I'm sorry. This is the same thing. This is kind of the same idea. The comma placement of only is very important, right? The emphasis on what part of the word it is. It could change the entire stuff. This is exactly why.
Like, you could play.
No, but you're proving my point that this is why the commas are important and people should know where to put them.
Well, no, but like this. I mean, the context of that one sentence changes literally wherever you place only.
100%.
So she only told him that she loved him. She told only him that she loved him. She told him that she only loved him. And then she told him that she loved only him. Like, there's so many.
And like I was saying, if you throw a comma in there with the word only, as it moves, it can get even crazier and change the whole sound of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of an example, but I'm more of a visual. So if I had a pen, I would write the sentence out and I'd put the comma in my, you know what I mean? But I'm having a hard time doing it because I'm a visual learner. This is part of autism.
Stop swearing.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. This is part of autism. This is what it's like when you're like, some people could just do something. Like, I could do it with music. Someone could be like, yo, build a G, whatever, G minor 7 triad. I could be like, G, C sharp, D flat. No, C sharp, D flat, the same thing. So G, C sharp, A flat. There we go.
Okay.
I can do it in my head. I can't I literally am trying to put the comma on that sentence and I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Isn't that weird? I love how the human brain works with that kind of stuff. But I think that this stuff is important, and we've lost this in our language, like the placement of little words like that and commas and stuff. Like it does change everything about it. And people that don't realize it and utilize it, they're wasting our language. Yeah. And these kids that are glued to their phones are like that, just like, what's a comma? Well, I don't need a comma in that sentence. I'm just going to sound really smart. You know what I mean? What's the irony in writing something out to sound smart and because you don't know how to use grammar, coming off? Like, that's ironic. Somebody call Alanis Morissette and show her this is irony.
Yeah.
It really is in its purest form. As a lyricist, do you not like? I think our Army Shot. By the way, if you go online and search Army Shot with a 0 in shot, that's Mark's band or his music stuff. Do you find that writing lyrics for stuff like that? Like, I like your lyrics. That's the type of sentence that you could really mess with.
I would incorporate that into a song using every context in a verse,
right? And then put them in order of how does the relationship progress.
Yeah,
First chorus, it would be she loved him only. Second chorus, it could be she only loved him. And the last one, it could be if only she loved God. You can really play on those words. See, and that's why get kids into music, man. Get your kids into music. Get them off, pull them off.
You ever see the movie Vantage Point?
I have, but I can't say I remember anything about it.
So Dennis Quaid was in it, and he played this. He played this. What was it? Was he kind of? It was like a bouncer, security guy, or secret agent, whatever. I don't fully remember it, but I remember the concept of it was Vantage Point showed the same story over and over, but through like 4 different people's.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that, and then they cross over. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. That's really clever.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that. Vantage Point. Wait a minute. Yes. It's kind of coming back to me. Oh yeah. What's this, like 2006? This came out.
Yeah, I think so.
It was like 06, 07, right? We're looking it up on the phone now, which of course
2008.
Look at me go! Come on, man. Yeah. Like, you got to give me some credit for this stuff. I had a buddy of mine, my buddy Zach, the other day says, or maybe it was my buddy Patrick. He was like, "How do you remember?" Like, we're going off on the show, he's like, "How do you remember? Like, oh, this guy was in that movie. His real name is this, and he was married to so and so, and blah blah blah." And then the year they got married, and he's like, "You guys go off," and then Mark will be like, "No, actually, I think I married in 2010." I'm like, "Oh, good point." Like, you guys, he's like, it's insane. And I was like, dude, the wealth of useless knowledge between me and Mark. You ever see Scrooge McDuck when he jumps into his vat of money?
In reality, that would hurt. Like, you'd be like,
no, but that's Mark and I's. That's Mark and I's useless knowledge vault. You just change Scrooge McDuck around, and that's me and Mark. I can't do the whack 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 noise. Can you do that, Donald? Yeah. And do. We jump off into this wealth of the Vantage Point came out in 2008. Ow, that hit me on the way in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Limp Bizkit put out 4 great records and 2 good ones. 2 okay ones and 1 shitty one. There you go. Boom. I've just done it again. More useless knowledge. Yeah. The Shot Pod's the best podcast in the world, and you should download it at www.theshotpod.0.com.
Yeah.
Just knowledge I didn't know, but now I've got it. I'm glad it's there.
Holy jumping.
It's pretty cool. But anyways, I feel like the Scrooge McDuck dive is what we do.
Yeah.
So anyways, props to us for that. Let's keep at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vantage Point. I like this. And there's TV shows that have done this too. There's a couple TV shows that have done it, but the way they do it is cool because like the cameras overlap so much.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of it's got the vibe. It reminds me of Memento, old Chris Nolan movie. If you've ever seen Memento, it's got that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else is going on in the world?
So in regards to our festivities over the weekend, there was one individual who everybody kept calling Superman, and everybody was saying, look out for Superman. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this guy is he was in his element. He was in the zone. He liked to really drive up the energy of the party. He liked to.
He was dancing, bro. He was giving it
and dancing with everybody. Like, he would go up like, "Oh yeah, you having a good time?
Oh yeah, you're having a time as good as this. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, next person." Yeah. And then they'd be gone. Like, Superman. Boom. Next group of people, he'd be all grinding up on them. What's up? You think you're having a good time? Now you're having a great time. Like, it was nuts, this guy.
Yeah.
Bald, 5'0" in a skin-tight Superman costume. Probably for an 8-year-old. But he's a grown man.
Yeah.
It was like the most, it was hilarious. It was really, really, really funny. But man, was this guy ever into it.
So I wanted to give him props, 1, for standing up from the crowd, and 2, for if he finds somebody that loves him for being different like that, that's something special. I consider myself special, unique, and as sure as I'm with Tamara, she still looks at me like I'm weird. Anyway.
Oh, you are. Like, that's why I love you. Like, if you weren't weird, we wouldn't be making this. I'll be honest. If you weren't weird, we would have done 6 episodes, and I'd been like, that mofo's boring. And I mean, let's be honest. If it was the other way around, wouldn't you be like, well, I did a few episodes of the podcast with Alex, but that was kind of boring.
Yeah.
You got to be a bit of a weirdo, man. Like, listen. So what if I'm crazy? All the best people are, right? I love that. I'll quote Alice in Wonderland forever on that. I love that. I think when we were talking about the tattoo in the car, and I said, "This is how democracy dies with thunderous applause," and Sonia was like, "I'd get that tattooed." And I was like, She basically said to me, I was telling her how I was jealous of the tattoos that she got because I think they're cool. And I was like, and she's like, why? And I was like, well, because outside of the context of how they're important to you because of the Labyrinth movie, they're just cool. Like if somebody doesn't know what that is and reads it, like, oh, that's actually a clever saying, or that's actually kind of interesting, and it's also relatable because of just shit that's gone on in her life. So I was like, she's like, well, what's your favorite thing? And I was like, honestly, like when it comes to that, is Star Wars. Like just the way that you have sympathy for the devil with Vader. It really touches on how you can choose to be a good person and be Luke, or you can choose to the easy way out and become Anakin. And it's beautiful the way they do that. And then there's the politics of how you take an entire group of galaxy of people and convince them that bad things are good. Yeah. I love that. And so she said, what's the best line in the movie? And I was like, I had to think about it. And then I thought there's this scene where Natalie, I cry every time. I literally cry every time when she says, so this is how democracy dies, with thunderous applause, when he says we will reorganize into the first galactic empire after Order 66. And then I really thought about it and I went, I mean, in context of Star Wars, people are going to love that. Outside, it's still a great quote. It really is. And I'm like, I think I might do it. And then I was just, now I'm thinking of good quotes that I would get. Yeah. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. I was, and you've got tattoos, but you don't have words.
No, I was thinking I actually do want to get words, and there was
maybe we should go together, bro.
There was a news article that came out at for Kodak News when my dad worked.
We could film it and make it a whole Shot Pod episode. I'm sorry, there goes again.
Holy Christ!
We could do a whole Shot Pod episode at the shop while they're giving it to us. Yeah. Here we are live with the God damn it, Shot Pod. Oh, this hurts. So right now. Anyways,
so. So Kodak had a newspaper that came out, and when my dad worked there, and my dad, he had
what's Kodak, the camera company?
Yeah, the camera company.
Okay.
For like all the old film, and my dad used to work with the paper in their warehouse.
Okay, cool.
And so when my dad was suffering from cancer, they interviewed him for the Kodak newspaper, and they released an article, and my dad said, like, I have 3 reasons to keep fighting. That was my brother, sister, and me. And I'm like, I would get his quote tattooed on me.
That's, oh, dude, yeah, I can't F with that. That's genius. And I mean, it's your dad. See, this is a mean thing to say, but I'm almost jealous you've got that. Like, oh, this is the part where I hope nobody in my family listens. I would, like, we all know the relationship with my dad. Like, you know what I mean? I'm jealous of the fact, obviously I'm not jealous you got a dead dad. I am jealous of the fact that something he did was meaningful enough that you would be willing to get that. That's cool. You know what I mean? Also, another thing, I thought you got kids. A mean, a lot of people just get the date their kid was born or something, maybe a picture. I know some people get their kid to draw a tattoo, like they actually draw like a little smiley face, and then they'll put the kid's name under it. Yeah. If I had a son or daughter, I would do that for sure, something like that. But, as a single dude that has no responsibility to anybody but himself really in life, it's like, what are you going to get? And that's why I don't have anything. But yeah, no, I thought about that. I thought it'd be cool. Also, everybody knows I love Sonic.
I need something for Ethan. Like, I got Parker's handprint on my chest, and I need something for Ethan.
Yeah,
I don't have anything for Ethan, and I don't play.
Ethan's the old one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I old. He's 19. Sorry, I consider Mark old because he has a 19-year-old. That's what I meant. No, it's yeah, but honestly, we should do something because I've never, I'm not I don't have anything, and I've been talking to Sonia a lot about it because she's got a couple, and I want to do something because I'm getting to the age now where it's like I didn't want to do it when I was young because I was like, I'll probably regret this. Now I feel like I'm in a no regrets part of my life. Most of the things I do now, I'm balls deep all in. You know what I mean? I'm not like half-assing partying. I'm not half-assing playing a show. I'm not half-assing. If I get a job, I'm giving her. I was working at that forklift company. I was 75 feet in the air. I was giving her. I was never giving her so hard in my life. You know what I mean? I give her as hard as I can when I'm giving her. Yeah. But I will not, if I'm not going to give that 110%, then you will get nothing out of me. There's no in between. I'm either giving her so much it's like, well, this guy needs to calm down, or it's like, well, Alex is not trying. Maybe he looks like he needs help. There's no middle ground with that. Maybe that's the BP. I don't know. But either way, that's how I am. So I feel like you're like that a little bit too, even though you're not really mentally ill. I feel like you've got a bit of that, like with your recording. Like you're either you will do nothing for a while, but then when you're like, okay, I'm going to do this song, it's like I'm not stopping until this song's good, and it will be the best sounding thing I've done. But it might take 3 months to get you there. You might spend 3 months thinking about doing that song. You know what I mean? We have that in common. I respect the hell out of that about you. The podcast. How many months did we talk about doing this damn thing, getting on here?
Yeah.
And then it happened, that's the difference between the men and the boys is the people that'll go, well, I'm going to do it now. A lot of people think about it for a couple years. There's nothing wrong with doing the thinking and and plotting it and letting the pieces fall into place in your own brain. But don't be lazy about it, man. Go out there and do it. Go start that band. Go start that podcast. Go release that song. Go F that B. Definitely. Don't hold back. Also, I have to say again how much I love your wallet. Can you show the camera your wallet? It is a Schrute buck. That is one Schrute buck, if you're wondering.
Worth 500 Stanley nickels.
500. Wow.
So the reason I busted it out right now is I was at the grocery store and so I pulled out my scene card and it's very janky. It's all busted up.
Why is there cocaine all over it? At the bottom
Yeah. And
Mark.
Yeah.
What's this?
So yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry.
So Freshco, a grocery store, they now accept the scene card, and every time I bust out this card to scan it,
the guy's like,
WTF,
mate?
He's like, what happened to your scene card? I was like, oh, it's just super old.
Say a decade happened to that.
Yeah, they were like, it's super old. Like how old? So he asked me how old I was, and I'm like, oh, I'm 40. And
you should say that scene card knows who Paul Martin is, buddy, and you don't.
And then he's like, oh yeah, when did you get it? I was like, when I was like 16.
Yeah.
So
that scene card knows all about the Cold War. Ask it.
It's older than my oldest kid.
Yeah, oh my God, is it really?
Yeah.
That's more than 19. Yo.
Yeah, it's 24 years old.
No, you're kidding me right now.
No, I'm not.
You have pieces of ID on you older than your kid. Well, not pieces of ID. That's
yeah.
Dude, that's too much. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. 24 years old. So I'm like, so he's like, wow, that's old. I'm like, thanks.
Can we talk about something else real quick that and I'm gonna actually push you two to do. Are you guys into musicals at all?
I don't mind music.
Okay. Do you mind me just did you like We Will Rock You? Did you see We Will Rock You?
I didn't see that.
Okay, it's amazing. I highly recommend it as a dude. But I mean, dudes don't really. I took my girlfriend to see it. My at the time. So I'll be honest. I'm not a musicals guy. I hate Rent. I'll say it right now. I'm gonna say some stuff that a lot of people that are into musicals and into that musical theater aren't gonna like. Okay, I don't like Rent, and I've seen a lot of plays. Rock of Ages is garbage. I don't care. It's garbage. It's like, let's just take a bunch of old classic rock songs and create a really bad story and just throw them together. They're there for the songs. You know what I mean? I don't like that.
I liked. I actually haven't seen Jersey Boys, but I've heard the soundtrack.
I don't care. No.
I love the soundtrack.
I don't care for it.
It's very Billy Joel. Like.
It's okay. It's just you're right. But the third song in, you're like, yeah, and then the fourth song in, you're like, did they change? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not a musicals fan. I could write a musical. You and me, I'm not kidding, Mark. You put you and me in a room, half an hour, and we'll have an act. I guarantee we have an act that would be Broadway. I'm telling you. It's not hard to do. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. It's not hard to write some of this SH0T. It really isn't. It's not hard. Now, here's the thing. What separates the men from the boys, right? The plays that, really change the world. The plays that come out that, I don't know if you ever saw The Lion King, which is still circulating. That's one of the greatest plays ever made. And I mean, the soundtrack from the movie is one of the greatest soundtracks. So I highly recommend anybody go see The Lion King whenever they can.
Did you see the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Of course, yes.
Okay. So in that movie...
It's one of the comedies I don't like.
Yeah, in that movie, Jason Segel, he's working on this puppet show horror type musical thing.
Yep.
And I saw an article recently where he stated that he's going to continue working on that in real life.
In real life.
Yeah.
Props to him. Honestly, that sounds kind of cool. I might check that out. Then there are musicals that change you. You know what I mean? That's why I think I kind of have a soft spot because I think most of it's garbage. But then you get that. Like I saw, I'm having a mind.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's not a.
Oh, that
was a movie first though.
Oh, it's yeah.
I'm sure the musical's great. I've never seen it. I saw the Lord of the Rings musical. I'm doing one of these, right? It was that's a lot of money to spend on something.
Thanks for listening to The Shot Pod.
To hear full episodes, you can find us on Spotify,
Apple Podcasts,
Google,
iHeartRadio,
and much more.
Please ball kick subscribe.
Abuse that little bell to be notified of new content.
We'll have a lot more coming.
And it's always fun.